Hello and welcome to our very first episode of InfoFlow from home. Today is Tuesday, April 7th. During the coronavirus quarantine, BNC will continue to produce episodes of InfoFlow to keep you updated at home about the latest news affecting Blair, Montgomery County, and Maryland. My name is Vivian Lee, and I'm pleased to be joined today by Hunter Walterman.
Thank you, I'm happy to be here.
As the country experiences a dramatic spike in coronavirus infections and states across the board are locking down, the local government is taking action.
This morning, I have signed an executive order which institutes a stay-at-home directive. No Maryland resident should be leaving their home unless it is for an essential job or for an essential reason, such as obtaining food or medicine, seeking urgent medical attention, or for other necessary purposes.
Last Monday, Maryland Governor Larry Hogan issued an executive order directing state residents to stay at home.
Now, there are some exceptions which allow people to get out of the house, including taking a trip to the grocery store or going for a walk around the neighborhood. But the announcement comes amid a record high in new cases for the DMV.
That's right. On Monday, Maryland announced 74 new cases in Montgomery County, bringing the county's total to 793.
Amid the cancellation of school and other large gatherings, Montgomery County announced that it would transition to online learning, posting lectures and assignments on Google Classroom and MyMCPS until school reopens on April 27th. In the meantime, many students have questions about what this will mean for them. I talked to Blair Principal Renee Johnson to find out how digital learning will impact the Blair community. So the first question, what's the number one thing that you want students to know, and what should they be doing during this time?
Well, number one, I want students to take care of themselves, and I want their families to take care of the students. I know this is a very challenging time. I know students and parents are afraid, not knowing what's going to happen next. I've heard from students that a number of their relatives are sick, or some of their family members lost their jobs or being furloughed. So number one, I want students to relax. And number one is their health and their family's health and well-being.
So what are some steps that Blair specifically is taking to sort of accommodate the change?
Well, I'm glad you said that. So I am very confident that it'll work because the training that the teachers are getting is content specific. The expectations for completing the third quarter have been relaxed a little bit, so students aren't worried about, we missed 2 weeks and now we have to do 2 weeks plus what's new. No, we want you to catch up on what you've missed, and we'll give you 1 or 2 assignments to end the quarter. And then fourth quarter will be a little more ready to go.
I know that Governor Hogan and the state superintendent have a reopening date that they're shooting for April 24th. Do you think we're actually going to be able to get back to school?
I'm hopeful. I really worry about my seniors. I mean, I've heard from a number of seniors who say, look, I brought my prom dress, and I'm saying keep the receipt because I just don't know what's going to happen. I think April 24th is a very, it's an optimistic date. I don't think it's going to, I don't think we'll be back that soon. I was in Blair yesterday. I walk around. It doesn't feel the same with just one person when there should be 3,500 with students and staff. The staff who came into the building 10 at a time were just like, oh my goodness. They were sad. A lot of them were sad. The senior countdown has stopped. So 48 days is still 48 days. We really want to get back to school soon. However, we understand that safety and health and safety comes first. And so if we don't go back April 24th, maybe May 24th. So we'll see.
Yeah, and for the seniors, if, unfortunately, if it does end up happening that maybe, prom or graduation doesn't happen as it, normally does, do you know if there's anything being prepared to, sort of contingency plans for that?
Right now, University of Maryland emailed me, the Riggs Center, that's where we have our prom, and they said you still are on our calendar for May 16th, and we're surprised because UMD canceled their own graduation.
Yeah.
So if we are able to keep the May 16th date, great. If we're not, and we're not able to go back to school to after prom is over or even late June, I'm hoping the seniors would be up for doing a prom. Maybe we decorate our gymnasium the way we do for homecoming, but it's only for seniors.
Yeah.
Or having a graduation midsummer. I'm open to doing any of that, and I know my staff is as well.
Yeah. I just want to say thanks again to Principal Johnson for taking the time to talk to us. Now, during the interview, she said that switching to a pass-fail grading system was up to the state. But the very next day after we talked, Baltimore County Public Schools announced that students will be combining grades from the third and fourth quarter and judging them on a pass-fail basis.
It'll be interesting to see what Montgomery County and the rest of Maryland decide to do, and whether or not they will also switch over to a pass-fail grading system. As of yesterday, about 2,000 people have already signed a petition asking MCPS to switch over. If you'd like to watch the full interview where we discuss the county's Chromebook and food distribution programs, as well as how Principal Johnson has managed to balance her home and work life, head on over to our Instagram at bnc.infoflow or our Twitter at bncblair.
On a lighter note, let's turn to sports. Even though high school, collegiate, and professional sports leagues have been suspended indefinitely, athletes are holding out hope that they'll resume during the summer. BNC's Sam Levy talked to athletes at Blair about what they're doing to stay in shape while they're at home.
Being stuck at home stinks, and without the normal routines of school, work, and extracurriculars, it can be incredibly difficult to stay productive. But for spring athletes, moving forward and making the best of this time is the most important step they can take to try to prepare for what's left of their seasons. So I decided to talk to some Blair athletes about how they're staying in shape during this time.
So last week I was really good about getting up and working out, and I was able to do some of the workouts like we normally would in season. I was able to go on a nice long run on Friday.
So I've been running. I've been trying to do 4 miles a day and then do a home workout for with squats and core stuff.
So I've been running a Murph every day for the past 9 days. I've also been playing tennis pretty much every day for about 2 hours. Yes, it's definitely been keeping me sane. It's a good way to escape the house.
To stay in shape, I've been doing workouts that my trainer posted on YouTube and Instagram.
I've been able to do still a little bit of lifting and things like that, speed work.
So far I've just been, running, biking, doing push-ups and stuff. It's nothing special, just to keep myself in shape.
I go on a 2-ish mile run, and then I do this whole workout circuit a couple times through, a whole body thing for strength. And then sometimes if I can get someone in my house to throw with me, I'll do that.
Throwing around. I'm probably gonna go to the batting cages at some point. I have a dog, and she's little, so I take her on walks and runs and stuff, just so we both stay out.
I've been trying to do some stuff because I've been watching so much TV. I'm trying to do stuff in between every episode. I've been, just hitting and lifting a little bit to stay in shape. And just hoping I get to play a little bit at maybe the end of the season or something like that.
For athletes at the top of their game, it's hard to imagine a worse situation than hearing that their season or even career as a student athlete has been cut short. Worse still is the inability to practice, see friends, or even work out in the same way. However, it's great to see that our Blazer athletes are making the best of a bad situation, and I, for one, can't wait to see them back on the field next year.
Thanks, Sam. The parent organization for high school sports in Maryland said they're planning on hosting scrimmages for spring sports during the summer. The MPSSAA said the games won't qualify as official contests, but they hope it will give student athletes a chance to spend time with teammates and coaches.
That's all for today's show. Check out our website at bnconline.net to submit announcements, and remember to follow us on Instagram at bnc.infoflow or on Twitter at bncblair. We'll be back on Friday with the latest edition of InfoFlow from home. Until then, remember to wash your hands, avoid touching your face, and follow social distancing guidelines. Stay safe and stay home, Blazers.